Hi, my name is Andrew and I am from the FLL-C team 524 the Pythoneers. In this video, I will be teaching you how to learn Python independently by yourself to program your Spike Prime robot. In this video, we will overview why you should choose Python instead of word blocks and the steps you can take to learn Python, as well as necessary resources you can use to help you learn. To start off, why should you learn Python instead of word blocks? Well, while word blocks are easier to learn and it's impossible to get syntax errors, it limits you to blocks of code that makes it a lot less flexible than Python. It is a lot easier to write complex code with Python, and debugging is much easier as well. To start off, what materials will we need to learn Python? Well, we will need the Python Crash Course book by Eric Mathis to learn general Python and its syntax, as well as the PyCharm IDE as our programming software. When we move on to Spike Python, we'll use the Lego Spike app. We also will need the Spike Prime base set and perhaps expansion set. The link to all these materials will be in the description. To learn general Python and its syntax, we will use the book Python Crash Course by Eric Mathis. You can either read this PDF version or buy the paper book off of Amazon. We will also download the IDE PyCharm. Remember to download the free community version. To learn MicroPython, we will use the Lego Spike Prime app. Finally, you can buy the Lego sets off of lego.com. All of the links are in the description. Open up PyCharm and hit New Project. So we are going to name this project Learning Python. Okay, and now if this is your first time using PyCharm, you're going to need to get an interpreter. So I prefer like the newest interpreter that is available. And then now hit Create. So as you see, since this is my first time opening up this PyCharm, it's going to take a while to install the interpreter. Okay, so once the interpreter is done installing, it'll bring you to this main.py script. However, since we will be learning about many topics using the book, we will need multiple files. So to create a new file, right-click Learning Python and select New Python file. Then name it about the topic that you're learning about. Say print statements. And then it brings you to this new file. Okay, so now that you've got that out of the way, we are learning to start learning Python. So, how to get the most out of your learning? Well, to start off, you should learn Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 5, Chapter 7, and Chapter 8. Chapter 1 teaches you about basic print statements, Chapter 2 variables and simple data types, Chapter 5 if and else statements, Chapter 7 while loops, and Chapter 8 functions. However, if you want to learn even more, you also could learn Chapters 3 and 4 as well as 9. In each section, carefully read all the instructions and all the code. Also test all the code shown for yourself. If you don't understand something, go back and read it again, or try to debug it. And then when you're done reading, do the try yourself exercises. In this way, you can get the most out of your learning. Once you finish learning general Python, then you can review what you've learned with some challenges. Some examples of challenges is a number guessing game, a text-based calculator, some simple text-based games, and more. Remember, the ideas on this document aren't the only things you could do with your programming skills. Be creative and have fun. To learn MicroPython, we will use the website Primelessons. To start off, we will use Unit 2 to learn about the basic software and hub. Then, we will go to Unit 4 and learn about the basic robot movements, such as moving forward, backward, and turning. In Unit 5, we will learn about sensors and their outputs, and as well as some things we can do with it. We'll also learn how to make a basic line following program. So as you can see, each lesson comes as either a PowerPoint or a PDF, but I personally prefer the PDF version. So each lesson is a slideshow with informative like bullet points and code. So just as with general Python, you should read everything carefully and you should make sure that you understand everything. You should also try the sample programs you see. So when you're done learning, give yourself some exercises to test what you've learned. For example, if you've just finished learning about the color sensor, you may want to make a program that makes a robot move in a certain way whenever the color sensor is exposed to a certain color. Once again, be creative. In addition, Creator Academy Australia has a very helpful playlist full of instructive videos. So you can watch his videos if you have trouble understanding a concept or you want to learn more about Spike programming. His channel link will be in the description. Another useful resource is Spike Prime's knowledge base. It shows all the functions given for a certain category. And it also provides a short explanation as well as an example for each one. So this is very useful if you've forgotten what a certain attribute does. You can always come to the knowledge base to refresh your memory. Congratulations! You've now finished learning Spike Python. Now, we'll put your skills to the test by making you create some navigational functions. Examples of these functions include line following, line squaring, gyro move straight, and gyro turning. There are many resources you can use to aid you. For example, Primelessons has some advanced lessons that you may find useful. There are also many articles and YouTube videos that will help you as well. And once you're done with that, you'll be very fluent in coding. If you've made it this far, congratulations! You are now ready to tackle your FLL-Cs in programming in Python. Thank you for watching this video and have a happy FLL season.